Hello ladies and gents, it's been a while. I hope you are still with us. Today Otaku Sensei is recommending the top 10 anime where the main character is a legend but nobody knows about it. But before we can start, you can like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. So you know when we upload because you see our uploading time is varying due to IRL problems, and with that being said, let's start. We first begin with Utaware Rumono. The plot summary goes like this. An injured man named Hakuoro, aka the main man, is found unconscious in the forest by the granddaughter of the local healer. He awakens to find a mask attached to his face and that he lacks any memories of his past. He quickly rises in importance as he likes to help those in need. And after such acts as saving the village from a wrathful deity, he adopts the role of the village's leader. Although wishing to live in peace, fate eventually forces him down the path of war and battle. Fun fact on the side, the VA of the main character and one of the main lady's characters were nominated as Best Leading Actor and Best Supporting Actress in the first ever Seiyu Awards for their roles in Utaware Rumono.
おや? 指が少し荒れてますね。ひょっとして普段から家事を?
弟が5人いて、私が一番のお姉ちゃんで、耳たぶつまんじゃダメ、髪すいちゃダメです。
Next we have all the ramen on the sky. When the world is thrown into chaos, one lazy man has no choice but to become a high-grade military officer. Despite detesting war, he has to protect his friends serving in the military and, evidently, defend his country from the neighboring douchebags by utilizing some clever tactics that not only win the war, but spare as many lives as possible. Also, there's a hot busty redhead. At number 8, we have Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. The story follows a guy known as the Rogue Hero, in a fantasy world where hot elves and thick demon girls exist. But sadly, we only get to witness a few of them in the main man's flashbacks, since he returned home in the first episode after defeating a demon king. However, luckily after accepting the request of the defeated demon king to take his daughter with him, we get to see a sample of how the demon girls in this anime universe look like. And it looks dummy thick. Guess I went a little bit overboard there. And to reference an old bit from a previous video, here's 5 solid reasons why to watch the show. Big booba, thick thighs, nice booty shots, the occasional midriff shot, and the OP main character. After 7 friends survive a plane crash, they find themselves in the medieval fantasy world, where 2 human races live side by side in feudal society. One side has animal features and formidable strength, and the other side has a small chance of magical aptitude. After being rescued by the furry folk, the group pledges to use their advanced skills and knowledge to pay back the people of the village for their hospitality and to find a way to return home. The Prime Minister of Japan acts as the leader of these young geniuses and organizes their efforts to gather information and resources necessary for achieving their goals. The show's name is High School Prodigies Have It Easy in Another World, which describes it quite well. That's why we mentioned it last. Coming in 6th place is one of my personal favorites, Kaze No Stigma. The story follows Kazuma Yagami, a cool badass guy who can control the wind. He returns to his old home, the noble Kanagi household, after being banished 4 years ago for his inability to control fire, and his subsequent defeat in a duel at the hands of his younger cousin, a good-looking pink-haired chick who is, surprise surprise, useless to a certain extent just like all the pink-haired chicks. Returning after such a brutal exile already gives rise to many conflicts, but to make matters worse, several family members of the Fire Nation have recently been murdered, which leads them to suspect Kazuma as the culprit. Now Kazuma must not only clear his name, but also aid the family he shares a mutual hatred with. P.S. The dub of Kaze No Stigma is freaking great with Robert McCullum playing Kazuma. Squeezing in the middle, we have Zep Man. The story starts off with a face-off between two rival heroes, Zet and Alphas. Jin Kanzaki, a young man with an ability to transform into a superhuman being known as Zet, and Koga Amagi, a young man with a strong sense of justice who uses technology to fight as Alphas. The fates of these two men and those around them intertwine as they fight to protect mankind and destroy monstrous abominations known as players. Now, don't let this simple description fool you. Although the synopsis sounds normal and maybe friendly, the show is far from being friendly. It's dark, gritty, and absolutely bloody.
Direct link.
Speaking about anime shows where side characters don't know the real potential of the main man, we have to mention XL World, or it would be a sin. For the outside world, the main man is like me, and you, an overweight, bullied middle schooler who finds solace in playing online games, the average Joe. However, like all weebs, this all changes when our guy meets a girl, the vice president of the student council. She takes him to her crib and introduces him to Brain Burst, a program that allows the users to accelerate their brain waves to the point where time seems to stop. Brain Burst also functions as an augmented reality fighting game. To get more points to accelerate, users must win duels against other players. And she needs the help of our genius boy to defeat the 6 kings of pure color, powerful faction leaders within the game, and reach level 10, the highest level attainable, in order to meet the creator of the program. At number 3, we have The God of High School. What to say about The God of High School? It's a show about teenagers fighting. It is the Korean Dragon Ball Z. It's My Hero Academia tournament arc without the arc. And since by now most of you are familiar with the show, here's a quick summary of it. Taekwondo expert Jin Mori is invited to participate in a tournament where all martial arts styles, weapons, means, and methods of attaining victory are permitted, with the prize being one wish for whatever the winner desires. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Dragon Ball would look like if it was in a high school setting. At number 2, we have Katana Gotari. The story takes place in Edo era. And as you guessed, my beautiful viewer who is still watching, Edo era equals samurai, which equals sword fighting techniques, and the protagonist of the story practices the most unique one, a technique in which the user's own body is wielded as a blade, making him a living legend if I dare to say so myself. The enigmatic main man lives quietly in exile with his sister, until one day a wildly ambitious strategist barges into their lives. She requests help in her mission to collect 12 unique swords for the shogunate. Main character accepts, interested in the girl herself rather than petty politics, and quite honestly, who wouldn't accept? I mean, did you see that chick? She's fine as a well-written poem. You simply can't pass on it. Katana Gotari is a highly recommended show if you haven't watched it already, and needless to say, it's a personal favorite. And finally, at number 1, Witchcraft Works. Even though they shared the same bus every morning and sat next to each other in class, Ayaka Kagari, the princess of Togetsu High School, was nothing more than an unreachable idol for Honoka Takamiya. The horde of simps who worshipped the princess was merely a nuisance to Honoka's lazy, regular high school life. Everything seemed perfectly normal until one day, Honoka is attacked out of the blue by a mysterious witch. To his surprise, Ayaka saves his life, revealing she is a witch on a covert mission to protect Honoka. I guess more reason to save for Ayaka. For the folk who didn't get that save for Ayaka line, I was making a Genshin Impact reference. The queen is coming, boys, hold your primos. And with that helpful tip, I'm afraid the video has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed the ride, and if so, please don't forget to like, share, and sub, as well as comment. We do like to read a nice wholesome comment, you know. And that's about it. Until next time, fellas. Adios.